98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital, Eastside Paving, and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
Good morning. It is 8:05. It is a Thursday. If you're listening live, you're listening on our podcast, wherever podcasts are available. It's not Thursday at 8:05. Well, maybe if you sync the clock just right, maybe it's 8:05 in the evening tonight. Actually, this joke's getting old. I probably should dump it, shouldn't I, Cameron? Nodding his head, yeah. Cameron Eisenberg's producing today. Here's what we're doing this morning. First part of the show, going to talk Hood River Rotary Club. They've got a rummage sale coming up. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what the Rotary Club does. Second half of the show, Providence Hood River Memorial Hospital. We've got some of their volunteers going to be with us today and talk to them about why they volunteer at the hospital. So that is what is coming up. But first, as we always do, let's tell you what this day has meant and what it means, at least to some people. In 1509, England's King Henry VIII married his first wife, and there would be many, Catherine of Aragon. Would that be first wife or first victim if you look back at history? I'm not sure. 1776, the Second Continental Congress appointed the Committee of Five, composed of John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Robert Livingston, and Roger Sherman. Didn't know the last two, by the way. To draft a Declaration of Independence from Great Britain to be completed in the subsequent 17 days. Okay, these guys finished the Declaration of Independence in 17 days. You can't get Congress to do anything in 17 days at all. Not even close. They can't agree on the paper you write the thing on. I'm in one of those moods, folks. Look out. 1955, it was motor racing's worst disaster. More than 80 people killed during the 24 Hour of Le Mans in France when two cars collided and crashed into spectators. 1962, Frank Morris, Clarence Anglin, and John Anglin were prisoners at Alcatraz in the San Francisco Bay. They staged an escape, left the island on a makeshift raft. They were never found or heard from again. Mythbusters, by the way, did a segment on this and figured out that, yes, they could have made it. Maybe. It would have been tough. 1963, Vietnamese Buddhist monk Thich Quang Duc lit himself on fire on a Saigon street as a protest against the Vietnamese government's persecution of Buddhists. This day in 1963 also, the University of Alabama was desegregated as Vivian Malone and James Hood became the first two black students allowed to enroll in classes. Alabama's segregationists and Governor George Wallace initially blocked the doorway to the auditorium where course registration was taking place, delivering a speech before deferring to National Guard orders to move. 1987, Margaret Thatcher became the first British Prime Minister in over 160 years to win a third consecutive term of office as her Conservative Party held on to a reduced majority in Parliament. 2001, 33-year-old Timothy McVeigh executed by lethal injection at the federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana, for the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing that killed 168 people. And in 2009, with swine flu reported in more than 70 nations, the World Health Organization declared the first global flu pandemic in 41 years. Not many days again today, but it is Cousteau Day. This is the anniversary of the birth of Jacques Cousteau. Which, I don't know, this is another generational thing, Cameron. Are you familiar with Jacques Cousteau? You're saying no. See, it was the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau. They in this, when I was a kid, these were still on television. And they were on, actually, I think, one of the 80s and 90s. But basically, he would go on these expeditions in the ocean, etc., Jacques Cousteau, and it was the undersea world of Jacques Cousteau, and they were televised, and it got a lot of people interested in science and in oceanography in particular. But you have go to YouTube, you'll find something. You'll find some clip. It's also National Making Life Beautiful Day today, so however you want to make life beautiful, please do. Okay, it's our food today. Let's start out. It's Pizza Margarita Day today. That's pretty good. It's Corn on the Cob Day. I think we're about to that season, so I think we're getting to that point. I'll stick some on the grill here over the next few days. And finally, it's National German Chocolate Cake Day, which is always in season. That works. Are we in agreement today that chocolate cake works? Okay. Actually, German chocolate cake, not everybody likes that. It's not like a straight chocolate cake. Devil's food is really the best. It really is. But that's my opinion. But there's no version of chocolate cake I would turn down. I'll leave it at that. There's many of them. Yeah, we're not going to go the jelly donut route again. That won't happen. Anyway, there it is for what it's worth. Probably not a whole lot. 8:10 in the morning. We'll come back after this.
Hello, this is Dr. Stanley of Cascade Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Knee sprains are common this time of year. A common sprain of the knee should resolve in 6 to 8 weeks. If you have symptoms longer than 8 weeks, or if you have symptoms of instability, repeat swelling, or catching, something worse is likely to be the culprit. Protect your active lifestyle and come in and have it evaluated. Visit cosmc.org or call 541-296-2294. Cascade Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where our goal is getting you back to being you.
Eastside Paving has a local team of professional paving experts ready to handle any size job for you. Eastside Paving's 35 years of experience provides the knowledge, procedures, and resources to ensure the job is done correct. Licensed, bonded, and insured in Oregon and Washington, Eastside Paving specializes in industrial, commercial, and residential jobs. Whether it's overlay, parking lots, private roads, patching, or driveway resurfacing, Eastside Paving has you covered. Call Rick Saran today for a free estimate. 503-519-6478. EastsidePaving.com. CCB 68962.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media, Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
It is 8:12 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. Dianna, Risley, and Lee McPherson are here from the Hood River Rotary Club. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Good morning, Mark. Thanks for having the two of us.
Well, thank you for being here. And you guys have got a rummage sale coming up in a couple of weeks at Wy'east Middle School up in Odell. And for either one of you, just tell us about the sale before we get into the club itself. Dianna?
Well, our motto with Rotary is service above self. And so as we brainstormed around what we wanted to do for a fundraiser as we got rid of our golf tournament for a myriad of reasons, we landed on a rummage sale. Mm-hmm. Because as we listed out our goals, one of our main goals was to serve our community. Mm-hmm. So the rummage sale not only should be fun, it will impact people who are looking for less expensive items. It gives people an opportunity to donate things they're not using and put them back into circulation. But truly, what we're doing is raising money that will go 100% back into our community in the form of high school scholarships and community grants.
And like most rummage sales, it involves people giving their stuff that they're looking to get rid of, to be quite honest. Obviously, you want stuff that's usable. That is the first thing. But what sort of items are you taking?
This year, we narrowed it to 4 categories, simply because it's going to be our first annual community rummage sale. And we spoke to another Rotary that has done this for years. Mm-hmm. And we asked him, what are the 4 categories? So we narrowed it to kitchen items. Think young couples or lower income families who are trying to set up an entire new kitchen. Mm-hmm. We are collecting garden and yard tools. We are collecting children's items excluding clothing. Okay. So anything for kids, toys, activities. We are looking for sports shoes like cleats. Mm-hmm. The other things we are collecting are sporting goods. Anything that has to do with movement, activity, the outdoors, the indoors, being active.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how can people donate to this? How can people get their items to you?
So we are doing 2 different donation collection days. Mm-hmm. It's a circular driveway drop-off at Wy'east Middle School. Mm-hmm. And we are doing it the Thursday and Friday prior to the sale. So it's Thursday, June 25th, and we are collecting from 1:30 to 7 p.m. Then we're also collecting Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You simply drive through where the buses drop the kids off. We'll have a team there to accept your donations with a donation request or a receipt that you can use for tax purposes, and you drop them off there.
Okay. And then the sale itself is going to be Saturday, June 27th.
Correct. It's Saturday, June 27th from 9 to 3.
And that'll be at Wy'east Middle School. Are you using the gymnasiums, I assume?
We are using one gymnasium unless we have overflow, and we would like to use both. We have both of them.
Mm-hmm. But so Wy'east Middle School Gymnasium, June 27th, 9 to 3. Now let's go to the why you're doing this in the first place. Other than you'll help out a lot of people, obviously, with some that need some stuff and can't necessarily afford to go buy new, and you'll help out a lot of people who have a lot of stuff they'd like to get rid of. To be honest, I've been in that process lately, but Lee, there's a good reason you do this, and that is to raise money to do the various projects you do.
Yeah, we do a lot of projects here in the community through, like Dianna had said, we donated this year $66,000 to scholarships for high school students to go off to college and trade schools, which was really meaningful for us. And then also we do a lot of community grants in the community as well. This year we bought a boat for Gorge Junior Sailing. We're helping build some of the trails for Northwest Alliance, which is really meaningful. And we're volunteering a lot in the community through Fish Food Bank. Everybody in Rotary is a volunteer. There's no paid positions. So all of this money just goes, as Dianna said, right back into the community.
Wow. So you're doing that. How do you come up with the projects that you decide to do? I mean, you probably get plenty of requests.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. I mean, Rotary at its core is a pool of resources that business owners and professionals have come together to pool together, whether that's money, whether that's time, skills, or connections in the community. So when somebody comes to Rotary and says, hey, we've got this really wonderful project, then the entire membership group rallies around it and gets behind it and then puts all those resources to work. So a lot of times it comes from the community or it comes internally through one of the members that just has a really good idea. And so we're always looking for great ideas.
How many members do you have right now over there?
108.
108, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was there with you guys a few months ago, and it was. Yeah, you had a pretty substantial group there for your weekly luncheon, and but 108. That's pretty large around here these days.
It is, yeah. We shrunk a little bit during COVID, of course, and it was hard for people to get together and do our meetings. We went to Zoom, but and we have regularly attending the lunch meetings, which are 12 o'clock Thursday at Hood River Inn. We have about, I think, 50 to 60 people showing up regularly, and it's really wonderful to see everybody in person.
So how does someone become a Rotarian?
Yeah, that's another great question. The process is you have to come to a meeting, I mean, first and foremost, and just say hi, meet some of the Rotarians. Usually you have what's called a sponsor, so you've made a connection somewhere in Rotary and have learned a little bit about Rotary. They offer to sponsor you, and you go through a process of coming in as a new member. Yeah,
so, and it's, as you mentioned, most of it is about just serving the community, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah. I mean, it is at its core, it's a non-religious, non-political group that, as Dianna had said, is focused on service above self. So we accept everybody. There's you don't have to have any sort of requirement to be a member, but yes, it's open to everybody.
Yeah, I think a sense of humor is actually probably. I was there. You don't take yourself seriously, and I say that in a very positive way.
And you bring the sense of humor when you came, so that's
well.
Good.
I don't take myself seriously at all at this point. I'm going to be 60 years old this summer, and I realize the folly that life is, and I've moved on.
Well, and I'm glad you say that. When I look at the membership of Rotary, and there are people in that club that have done so many great things. I mean, in this community, and other communities, what I'm always blown away by is the modesty of those membership people. Is they're famous, and yet they're shy, and they come in and they have a sense of humor. They laugh at themselves. They want to pick other people up above themselves, and so I think that's such an important quality for the membership.
So if someone's interested in being a part of this, you mentioned it helps to be sponsored. It sounds like, or so. I mean, how do they do this here? Dianna?
You either find someone at Rotary. You can show up at our lunch meetings at the Hood River Inn on Thursdays at noon, and we will be happy to introduce you to someone. Yeah. So truly, if you're interested, Email us, get on our website, follow our email, let us know you're interested, and we will pull you in. We will find someone to connect you with that has something in common with you. You don't actually have to be a member of our club to volunteer at our various projects, and those are usually promoted out through the community. And if you want to show up and clean the highway with us, if you want to clean the skate park, if you want to volunteer at the rummage sale, you can come see what it's about. Most of our events, one of our goals beyond whatever the project is or the funds we're raising are camaraderie. Yeah. And it's just that getting together and enjoying the fellowship of each other as we serve our community.
Yeah. I noted age there because I also noted there were plenty of members that were older than me. I know that. I'd written about them and covered them for X number of years. Yeah. A few of them had their opportunity to get back at me, but they didn't take it. So
they're still waiting. Don't worry.
I'm sure they will at some point. It's coming. But again, the rummage sale is coming up Saturday, June 27th. Wy'east Middle School, 9 to 3. And then again, also, when can you donate? Because you got a drop-off procedure at Wy'east.
Yeah, so we're donating on the Thursday and Friday before, and we're donating from 1 to 7:30 on Thursday and 10 to 1:30 on Friday. One of the beautiful things we also have happening is we have community partners that are involved, from the next door to the Women's Shelter for Domestic Violence and all of those various projects. So anything that's left is being picked up from our community partners. Anson's Bikes is taking any bikes that are left. The Rebuild It Center is taking things. So everything will be recycled, from the funds to the objects, back into our community.
And again, it's sporting goods, kitchen items, children's things, not clothing, but children's accessories and toys and things like that, and garden and household tools. And again, they do need to be in usable condition. I always like to point that out to people, because unfortunately, sometimes the drop-off isn't perfect. But anyway, you can do that June 25th, 1:30 to 7, and June 26th, 10 to 1. You can drop those off. And then Saturday, June 27th, 9 to 3 at Wy'east Middle School. And again, the proceeds will go toward high school scholarships. I think you said $66,000 this year?
This year alone, yes.
That's a pretty good disbursement for kids out there. And goodness knows they need it these days.
It's true.
For going to college, and other community projects and grants that you do over the course of the year. And again, Saturday, June 27th, Wy'east Middle School, 9 to 3 is the sale itself. Lee and Dianna, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks, Mark. We appreciate it.
It is 8:23 in the morning. We'll come back and we will take a look at what's in the news right after this.
Hi, this is Zed from Hood River Hobbies, your local family-owned hobby shop in the Columbia Gorge. Celebrate the special dads and grads in your life with gifts that spark fun and creativity. We've got RC cars, planes, and boats, kites, models, board games, and trading card games, and so much more. Perfect for summer memories. Come in and explore all the options. Congrats to all the grads, and thanks to all the dads, like me. Hood River Hobbies. Visit us at 110 4th Street, downtown Hood River today.
Hi, I'm Jackie from Hawks Ridge Assisted Living. As a new year begins, it's a natural time to think about comfort, care, and the next step for those you love. We currently have availability including 2 spacious one-bedroom apartments and 1 beautiful studio apartment. Located in the outdoor paradise of Hood River, Hawks Ridge offers 4 levels of assisted living care that support independence while providing peace of mind. We'd love to welcome your friends, clients, or loved ones home. Hawks Ridge, your new home in the new year.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
Here's one of those grand questions in my life I can't answer. Why would a radio network send me a pitch of a show I already carry? That seems to be a waste of an email, doesn't it? I just got this from a radio network provider about a show that we air already. I guess somebody says some grand email list. They just hit the button and it goes out. And I sit there going, why have you sent this to me? not really that big a deal. It's just I would just scratch my head. I always kind of want to go, are you keeping track of anything at all? At that point, then I go, should I have confidence in you in carrying this program? That you'll get it to me if this is your level of organization. And I can be as unorganized as the next person, maybe more so. I wanted to mention something here real quick because I want to make sure I get this in before we run out of time today because it is important. Hood River VFW, their flag retirement ceremony is Sunday. Sunday's Flag Day, 4 o'clock at the Wham Museum Overflow parking lot. If you have an unserviceable flag, bring it to the ceremony or drop it off at a flag disposal site, including the Hood River County Courthouse, Hood River County Health Department, Hood River County Administration Building, Hood River Library, Hood River Elks Club, Horizon Christian School, the Wham Museum, Cascade Lock City Hall, and the Hood River Valley High School main office. I believe they're picking up from those sites on Saturday, by the way. Or, again, you can just take it to the ceremony. The public's invited, 4 o'clock Sunday at the Wham Museum Overflow parking lot. That's the Hood River VFW, their flag retirement ceremony. So an important item to get in here. I've received a text. I apparently have to go pick up some puppy things when I go to the Dalles this morning. My phone doesn't stop. I just constantly get requests of myself, which is fine, you know. There's kind of a service theme here today, by the way. We have Providence Hood River volunteers coming in here in a few minutes. But, and then we had the Hood River Rotary Club a moment ago. In my case, I'm married, so I do what I'm told. That's the basic thing to do when you're married is just do what you're told as a husband. That's just a good, solid piece of advice I can give. It'll go better if you do that. If you don't, it might not go well. I don't think I'd be a very good advice talk show host, by the way. The shows where people call in and they tell we used to run a show years ago on our talk station when we had that called Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I doubt you've heard of her. She's still around a bit. But here was the basic premise of this show, noon to 3 every day. People with problems that frankly, the average person couldn't imagine how you get there. How possibly have you gotten yourself into this position? They would call in, describe their often self-inflicted woes to Dr. Laura, who would then basically berate them, tell them to get their life together. And then these folks would then thank her for that. That's how it worked. That was the show for 3 hours every day, from noon to 3. That's how it worked. It was stunning to listen to at times. Stunning.
There are some people I know who could use someone to just tell them to get their life in order.
I'm not saying that Dr. Laura wasn't correct. That I'm not disputing that part of it. There are oftentimes when I would catch it, I'd be going, how did this person get themselves in this situation?
They didn't have someone to tell them to think straight.
The only thing you would need in most of these cases is just a properly functioning brain.
Well, the saying "common sense isn't that common."
There you go, and this show proved it. By the way, but I don't think I could have done it at all. Because I would have eventually just gone. I would have just walked out of the studio with my hands in my face, going, "What have I done to my life to deserve listening to this?" My compassion level, when I detect somebody's done things that really are their own fault through their own actions, I will admit goes through the floor at that point. I'm not nearly... Now I'm talking about people who just make an honest mistake. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who exhibit a consistent pattern of behavior that will make you go, how do you get up in the morning and manage to put your shoes on correctly? That sort of thing.
Okay.
So like I said, I wouldn't be cut out for this very well, for that sort of show. I'm better off doing what I do. Where they give me a microphone, they throw it open and say, go for it. And then I have guests on and make it better. I better do the news. I went off on a tangent. I'm in one of those moods today. I just am. Here's what's in the news. Southwest Washington Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez disclosed during committee debate in Congress that she and her husband recently lost a pregnancy after 11 weeks. The Oregonian Oregon Live reports Gluesenkamp-Perez used her highly personal story of suffering, what she said was horrific pain, as part of her doctor's miscarriage management plan to more broadly decry the pain she said many American women experience as part of a, quote, medieval approach to reproductive health care. Gluesenkamp-Perez, who is 38, says she was not provided with any pain medication stronger than ibuprofen, which she says the standard for miscarriages. She called that, quote, the functional equivalent of offering someone a stick to chew on. Spokespeople for the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists did not immediately respond to questions about recommended practices. An amendment she offered to an appropriations bill directing the National Institutes of Health to study pain management improvement strategies for miscarriage passed on a voice vote without a single audible no vote. New details have emerged in the case of an Oregon man accused of starting a string of fires in Wheeler County last week and causing an entire community to go on lockdown. Coin TV reports that according to court documents, Ethan Noble Burlingame of Fossil allegedly emailed a declaration of war against the U.S. prior to setting the first fire on June 1st. In it, he expressed intent to cause suffering, destruction, and terror. Burlingame's family members said they entered his home and found a gas can as well as a publication about guerrilla warfare on June 2nd, so they contacted the Wheeler County Sheriff's Office. That day, Burlingame again allegedly emailed the sheriff and said he was joining the wars in Cuba, Palestine, and Iran and would peacefully surrender when those ended. He was brought into custody late June 2nd. He is booked in Norcor on charges that include now 2 counts of domestic terrorism. Public health leaders are walking back a rule requiring adult supervision for some minors at Oregon pools. Public pools statewide must now post signage stating the Oregon Health Authority recommends individuals over 18 accompany children under age 14. The agency previously adopted an adult supervision mandate in April 2025. Portland Parks and Recreation said it was set to implement that policy, but the Health Authority has reversed course due to pushback. And while OHA noted committee members unanimously approved the adult supervision mandate, the agency added a broad range of more technical issues like pool equipment and chemistry appeared throughout the rulemaking process. The Health Authority is now working to implement a process in which parents, caregivers, pool operators, and lifeguards can weigh in on the rule later this fall. Visit Hood River, awarding $40,000 in matching funds to 6 local organizations through its annual Community Investment Grant Program. It's the largest distribution in their 5-year history. They included Pear Bloom Farm, Columbia Land Trust, Columbia Gorge Master Gardeners, the Art of Community, Columbia Gorge Orchestra Association, and Wild Wind and Water. Current temperatures, 54 in, they just changed on me, 56 in Stevenson now, 57 in the Dalles, 57 in Hood River. We'll continue after this.
Hi, this is Zach from Del Carpine Automotive. We're so excited to operate in our new location, just a stone's throw away from our old shop. A family-run business since 2003, Del Carpine continues to provide exceptional auto repair service for both foreign and domestic vehicles, even Sprinter vans. From simple oil changes to complex engine restorations, our experienced team is here to keep you safely on the road. Visit us at our great new location or give us a call at 541-386-3133. Del Carpine Automotive, family-owned and locally trusted.
When duty calls, we answer. From porta potties, RVs to septic tanks, Bishop Sanitation keeps the Columbia Gorge clean and fresh. Fast, friendly, and not afraid to get our hands dirty. So remember, it's potty time. Learn more at bishopsanitation.com and let us do the dirty work for you.
Want to stay in shape, be involved in a sport you love, and earn money in the process? Become an athletic official. There's a shortage of officials in Oregon, and we need you now more than ever. Visit osaa.org/officials for more information and to get registered.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
It is 8:38 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. We're going to talk Providence Hood River Memorial Hospital now and their volunteers because we have 3 of them right here in the studio. Nadine Klebba, Chris Karlin, and Helga Reese have all joined us. Good morning to all 3 of you. Thanks for coming in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning. And I guess I'll just start going around the row. I'll start with Nadine first because you're the one right in front of a microphone. So you win the lottery. How did you get started volunteering at Providence?
It was kind of selfish on my part. My husband and I just moved to the community.
Okay.
And we don't know anybody in the community, and we have no grandchildren here. It's like, okay. And I grew up in a family of volunteers. My mom and dad both did it. And so I went to the hospital, and I said, do you have a volunteer program? And they said, yes, we do. And then they walked me through, what was available. And I started September 2012.
Okay. So you've been doing it for quite a while then.
Yep.
Chris, how did you get started?
I'd say my start actually was during COVID. I was living in Portland and started volunteering at the big clinic at the Coliseum a convention center. And I just felt like, given what we were going through, I should help out. And so after that, we ended up moving out here, and I wanted to kind of stay in the healthcare arena, and Providence is a good place to volunteer.
Helga, I'll push the microphone over to you. How did you get started?
I got started when I was age 18.
Okay, a little closer to the microphone. There we go.
I was 18, and I wanted to go to become a nurse.
Okay.
And I was in Vienna, had my education in Austria. There was an incredible education, what I began to appreciate when I left Vienna. And I came over here for a reason and just to see how things are. And I started out in New York, and then I came all the way across to the West Coast because I liked Seattle.
I like that too. That's a great place.
Beautiful, and one of the nurses in New York City said, "Go to Seattle because they have this brand new surgery." I was a registered nurse, and I loved the surgeries. Was very interested, and they had so many things and help. And I worked there, and my husband was from the Seattle area, and so. I worked and worked and worked, and he passed away soon. And I thought, I will not work anymore. I will volunteer in the hospital. And I did for quite a while, and whatever. And then my son was down here on the Washington side, and I said, I come down here to this hospital. And I've been for over 12 years here in the volunteer.
I'm curious to know, when did you get to Seattle?
I got to Seattle. Oh my gosh! It was a long time ago.
Well,
yes, in the 60s.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I asked that because I'd be curious. Because you said you came there because there was a new type of surgery.
In Seattle, they had the brand new in the hospital, the Swedish hospital.
Oh, a new hospital.
Yes, the hospital.
A Swedish hospital was new at the time.
Yes, from New York City, they told me they have this brand new surgery with 12 rooms and working from 7 till midnight. You know? And since I like to work surgery, so I thought, that's where I go.
Okay.
And, yes, and then later on, when my husband passed away, then I said I volunteer. You know? I did not go anymore. So, but I was there, I was here.
Because you say you continue to volunteer after you stopped working.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to admit something here. When I step away from this microphone, having been my life in broadcasting, I'm probably not coming back to a broadcast studio when I leave. What makes you keep giving and doing this in this sector, in the healthcare?
Because I like it, because there are so many patients or people come, and they're not always very happy. They're very
Well, they're either sick or afraid oftentimes.
Afraid is the word.
Okay. All right. Well, I can understand that.
Afraid. And so I use what I see when I sit in the front. I see when they come in and they need help. I be right out and see if they need help. I bring them in. Also, sometimes they come with a relative and they don't agree on each thing.
Yeah.
So I take them with me and I talk to them and get them off that list. And I said we talk, and then and I always tell the other one, park the car, and I take them in the meanwhile, and we talk, and they get a different view, and we laugh and everything, and then they come in, what's going on here? And I make them away from that.
Yeah. Well, I must be with your background. as in healthcare, as being a nurse.
Yes.
You were a nurse for, I mean, how many years were you a nurse?
Since age 18.
Since eight. Okay, so when you were 18. I imagine it helps you in this because you just mentioned, sometimes people come in and the family members and the person, actually the patient, don't always they're not on the same page.
Correct.
It's fair to say.
Correct.
I would imagine you can kind of help. So I would think sometimes that's just because maybe somebody doesn't quite understand what's going on, and you're able to help walk them through it a bit, just with your background.
I said, well, I don't know. I just bring them in and sit with them and talk to them till they come in, and then they say, what is going on? Because we laugh.
Laughing helps. I will say that. Nadine and Chris, either one of you, did you have healthcare backgrounds before you started volunteering?
No.
No. Yeah, Chris, did you?
Not anything close.
Not anything. No. I didn't expect that either. Nadine. So, what's some of your experiences out front there as you volunteer?
Oh, same thing. You greet the people when they come in, and you help them, like either with the lab set up, working or figuring out the kiosk there at the lab, or you escort them to the front desk where they are the check-in. You might take flowers up to somebody. You might take a visitor up to whoever they want to visit. You might take something to the pharmacy. You sometimes run a lot of errands. You deliver what needs to be delivered. You offer help to people in the foyer.
And as Helga mentioned, oftentimes you're helping people who it's not the greatest time in the world for them.
Correct.
They're either sick or someone they know is sick, or they're just dealing with a surgery, or someone like me whose wife made sure that he went in to get a proper examination and just was a bad patient, didn't want to be there.
And it's the nerves, the anxiety that people have that have to go through a surgery or procedure, and we just try to things are going to be okay, kind of reassure them.
Yeah.
Chris,
what's it been like for you?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we do is a lot of times people come to the hospital, but that isn't where they're supposed to be.
That's true. His Providence has things all over that 2-3 block area.
Well, and even up in the Heights, there are some buildings. And so, like we had someone come in this week looking for the sports medicine, and we had to help them find that building. So there's a fair amount of that, too. So a lot of it's navigation, how do I get to a certain department?
Yeah.
And, it's not a huge building, but it's large enough that people can get lost.
So volunteers at Providence, you all work the front desk and work with people.
Yes.
Is that the only? Do they use volunteers other areas as well?
Yeah. As I said, I'm also in the gift shop, which is a lovely little place, and you can find lots of neat things in there, and it's just a nice little opportunity.
Yeah.
So another place I know is they have someone sometimes that works down in the emergency room to greet people. Then I also was told that there was a volunteer space, at least there was when I first started, that helped up in the family birth center. And I'm not sure what their tasks were, but I know that people are up there.
What do you find, Nadine, the most gratifying about doing this for yourself?
Well, I think it's just the fact that I know after I've been there for 4 hours that I've helped some people, navigate a system, or helped maybe by delivering something, took care of that. It's just a, heartwarming situation.
Chris, for you, I know I think when you described how you initially got into this, it was over in Portland, and I think it was COVID at the time.
Right. Yeah, it's really just about giving back to the community, and and really, as we've all talked about, helping people feel better about being at the hospital, because few people want to be there.
No, well, usually there's something involved that you weren't planning on to be there.
Exactly. Yes.
Helga, I kind of asked that of you. You know, kind of asked when you kept going after ending your nursing career. Well, what do you find the most gratifying about the volunteer aspect?
I find the thing that when I have a good place where I can see outside when they drive up, when they drive up and they need help to get out of the car.
Yeah.
I'd be right out there with a wheelchair, get them in there and told them to just park, then come in, and I check them in and I talk with them. I'm a little bit different because I'm not from here, so they ask many times things. You know.
Well, so you've been in the Northwest for, it sounds like, since the 60s. You're from here.
No, it is funny because sometimes somebody speaks German or something or this or that, and it's really fascinating. And the majority of the German ones come from the Washington side.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
No, I didn't know that either, but we talk, and then they always ask me, because I convert them, I take them away from the thing, what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
Then they said, what days do you work? Well, I work Monday, Tuesday. They come every time Monday, Tuesday.
Well, I can see why.
And then also when they got whatever they had to do, and I come out, I go with them to the car to make sure they're in properly, that they're stopped in there, and off they go.
I got to ask you something here, because you say you've been in the healthcare since the 60s. And I'd be fascinated to know, because you've seen hospitals change.
Lot of changes.
What stands out to you as some of the biggest changes?
What really stays out from here, that they do care here.
Okay.
I have worked at hospital, they did not care. And that means also the doctors. That really disturbed me, because I came from a totally different thing, that they just...
Well, I think that'd be disheartening if you've had a career helping people, to be in a situation like that.
I said, well, I try the best what I can do for them, so when they leave, then they be happy go out. I had even patients, they came from the big city back here.
Yeah, Portland?
Not Portland, no, the Dalles.
Dalles,
yes,
okay.
They come a lot down here, and they come always, a daughter brought them also, that one of them, I had quite a few of them. And she was an elderly lady, but she came always then. And then I usually, when I'm gone, I let them know I'm not here for a while now. And so then have vacation or so, I go over to my family. And then I tell them we'll be back. And that was the COVID when they came up. And I said, they came in, I came back on the 1st of April again. And the daughter came and said, when you left that day, my mother died.
Oh.
Yes, she was so eager to come and everything, and was really. I have so many. They do not well, but they always come, and it's very noticeable to me.
Yeah, I imagine you've had such experience with dealing with people in various stages of health issues that you're probably able to use that experience. You probably have a sense when people come in at the front of what they maybe are dealing with.
I usually take them, I talk to them, and also ask when I take them out from the car and bring them in. I want to know which department they go, so I go with them right away, so they don't wait and this until they got their car parking. It's not easy always, and that's the way I keep my eye on them, and then I take them to the departments.
Want to remind folks of Providence Hood River Memorial Hospital. They obviously can always use volunteers. They have a volunteer manager in Brandy Shepard, and you can call Providence. And I don't have the only number I've got is actually an office number for public relations, so I probably better not do the number here. But we will. But you know how to get the Providence Hood River number. You can go to Google. It's easy to do. And if you would like to volunteer, you can meet people like this and help out and help a lot of good people as well. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it to all of you. We thank you for being here. It's 8:53. And Cameron and I will finish things up after this.
Do you want someone you can trust to do your auto body work, collision repair, or new paint job? Of course you do. So don't go to a franchise. Go to Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge. Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge is an authorized dealer of Rhino Lining spray-on protective bed liners. We're family owned and have been in business since 1969. Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge. 621 East 2nd Street, downtown The Downs. 296-9170. JacksBodyShop.net. Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge.
Eastside Paving has a local team of professional paving experts ready to handle any size job for you. Eastside Paving's 35 years of experience provides the knowledge, procedures, and resources to ensure the job is done correct. Licensed, bonded, and insured in Oregon and Washington, Eastside Paving specializes in industrial, commercial, and residential jobs. Whether it's overlay, parking lots, private roads, patching, or driveway resurfacing, Eastside Paving has you covered. Call Rick Saran today for a free estimate. 503-519-6478. EastsidePaving.com. CCB 68962.
I am Heidi Hedlund, the quality manager at Skyline. I'm able to participate in all the patient care processes that are important, like what prevents patient falls from happening, what prevents patient infections from happening. Those type of things happen very rarely here at Skyline, I am happy to say. Skyline's a great place to stay if your family member is sick or if you get sick, because quality is a foundational aspect of Skyline Health. I am Skyline.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital, Eastside Paving, and Del Carpine Automotive.
And it is now 8:56 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today, as we've got a couple minutes before we take off here this morning for another program. And we should mention really quick, tomorrow on this show, we are going to be talking to Mark Steiner, Columbia Gorge Orchestra Association. They've got some things coming up we want to tell you about. Plus, we'll talk Columbia Gorge Discovery Center. We should be talking with someone from there. Monday, we talk Port Hood River and the Dalles Area Chamber of Commerce. Last time, we'll talk to Lisa Farquharson because she's retiring. Tuesday, Hood River County School District. Bill Newton will be with us. They are starting to work on their strategic plan. They were talking about that with the school board last night, so we will discuss that. And we'll talk to the mayor of White Salmon, Marla Keebler. Wednesday, White Salmon Valley Schools. That means Rich Polkinghorn will join us. Thursday of next week, the mayor of the Dalles, Rich Mays, is going to be with us because when he normally would be on, he is going to be out of the area. So we will have Rich on Thursday of next week. So all that coming up on the Mid-Columbia Today program. Don't forget United Way Columbia Gorge Art Relove fundraiser auction. It is from 6 to 9. Saturday evening at Course Cellars in Lisle. Tickets are $25. Go to UnitedWayColumbiaGorge.org to take part in that. Also a mention for today, Hood River Area Trail Stewards, Families at Family Man, every Thursday through July 2nd, 6 in the evening at the Family Man staging area on Rorden Hill Drive in Hood River, put on by the HRATs, Hood River Area Trail Stewards, and, of course, chance for families and do some mountain biking there. The Dalles Kiwanis Club meets at noon at Spookies on Thursday in the Dalles. Visitors are welcome. Today it's the Dalles Economic Development Director, Jacob Anderson, is the speaker. Also, amateur radio demonstration, community preparedness with the radio amateurs of the Gorge. That will be on this evening at 6:30 at the Rockford Grange. Potluck dinner at 5:30. Contact info at rockfordgrange.net for an invitation and information. And author talk with Cheryl Hill, author of Hiking Oregon's Friar Lookouts. That'll be at 6 o'clock Thursday evening, this evening, at the Hood River Library Reading Room. And we are out of time for Cameron Eisenberg. I'm Mark Bailey. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you again on Friday.
Columbia Today Show is a public affairs presentation of Bicoastal Media Columbia River. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily those of the station, parent company, or of the sponsors. We welcome your suggestions for future shows. Call us at 541-386-1511. Listen to Mid-Columbia Today where you want. Follow or subscribe to Mid-Columbia Today wherever you download your podcast to get the show delivered every day to your mobile device.